Contemplative realism is a name that I've given to that kind of art, especially literature, but any art, that mediates reality to the reader in such a way that the soul is stimulated into a kind of radical attentiveness to both the brokenness of reality, its darkness, its brutality, its ugliness, while simultaneously never losing sight of the beauty that always exists, mingled alongside those difficulties. Whereas regular realism tends to do one of two things, that is, either overemphasize or over-accentuate the harshness, the hideousness, the ugliness of reality at the expense of what is good and what is beautiful. Or it is inclined to suggest that what is really real is that which we can see or sense, so that which is unseen, the supernatural, the actions of grace are relegated to the fantastical or the unreal. And so contemplative realism takes all of the many great gains that are found in regular realism and expands and develops those gains and corrects them in a way that allows for the fullness of a Christological imagination. The germ of contemplative realism, the first draft, manifested itself over the course of 2 very intense days where I basically threw aside any other tasks that I had intended to do, and it came in a kind of torrent that was later developed and corrected by extraordinary commentary and feedback from Michael O'Brien, from my students, from Katie Carl especially, and I think it was the yield of many, not just months, but years of mulling over these questions. And what I set out to do was to bring into dialogue or conversation thinkers and artists who are typically not found in the same room. So, for example, the essay draws on the insights of Virginia Woolf and the insights of St. Teresa of Avila. The essay draws on the insights of Joseph Conrad and Dostoevsky, but it also draws on the insights of St. Bonaventure. I borrow insights from the contemporary novelist Jonathan Franzen, just as I do from the great Thomistic philosopher Father Garrigou-Lagrange. And then finally, I wrote this manifesto because I wanted to galvanize like-minded souls into artistic action. The contemplative realist sees that we are in a state of civilizational crisis in which we find ourselves, as Josef Pieper has it, unable to see. Our ability to see is severely in decline. Our very sense of life, of experience, of interior and exterior sensation, our ability to sort between that which is precious around us and that which is dubious around us, all of these are threatened with obscurity, blinkered by warring ideologies and technological innovations that promise to provide clear windows, but instead function as unreal filters, often distorting the mind's ability to have a communion with reality. And so the contemplative realist strives to inculcate the ability in everyone to see clearly under such circumstances, something that requires continual attentiveness, continual self-correction, continual and communal reference to the visions of others who are similarly engaged. Because to act well, we must first learn to see well.